Hi everyone, and welcome to day 6 of 7 Days, 7 Characters. I'm Joe Dulude II, makeup designer and makeup artist. Now, originally for today, I was going to do Miss Argentina, and in fact, I did do Miss Argentina for today. But once I looked at it, I realized she kind of looked just like Elphaba, but with a little bit more dramatic makeup and a bright colored lip. So even though the products were different on that, I thought for this week, why not do something a little different since we've already seen a green girl once. So perhaps I'll do that sometime in the future for you so you can see the process. So today I thought I would throw it back old school and do a design from the second show that I ever designed, which was The Wedding Singer. And the 80s have a special place in my heart since I grew up in the 80s. And so I love doing 80s makeup, so I thought that would be perfect. And so I am going to do the character of Linda, who is Robbie's girlfriend. And in the second act, she would come out with big, huge blonde hair and in this like sort of Madonna-esque like white bustier and lace and frill and like all this jewelry and everything on her. So I thought that's the perfect look that I'm going to do. So I am going to cover my eyebrows, but let's move forward past that so that we don't have to watch it. If you need to know how to cover your eyebrows, you can look back at day 2 with Madame Morrible or day 4, which was the Folly Showgirl. But let's just go ahead and start right in. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Of course, I started off with my Skindinavia makeup primer spray and then used my Elmer glue stick to cover my eyebrows. But you may be saying, hey Joe, I noticed that you didn't color correct all of your eyebrows. Why is that? Well, that's because I'm going to use this part of my eyebrows in the actual eyebrows that I am drawing on. So I don't want my eyebrows to be too far up and then it start to look a little bit more draggy, although 80s makeup does look a little draggy. I just wanted to use that little part here so that I could start my eyebrow here, but then I color corrected underneath and also over here. So I am going to start with this new foundation that I just got from Makeup Forever called Matte Velvet. And this is in 3.3. I really like this. I like the color a lot, and I also like the finish a lot. So it gives you a bit of a matte finish without it being so flat looking. Now, of course, since this is the 80s, I'm going to use the color 2.1 in the matte velvet finish as well. And that just gives me the white under the eyes, which was very popular in the 80s. Now, of course, the next step is to powder with your Ben Nye Neutral Set Loose Powder. All right, so that's done, and I did put a little bit of powder under my eyes, a lot of powder under my eyes, since I'll be using some really dark colors and I want to make sure that if they fall, I can just wipe them off. So let's start with the eyebrows first, because I think that's going to be really important in this makeup to put the eyebrows in to know where everything else is going to go. In the 80s, eyebrows tended to be thicker. On this character, we didn't do thick eyebrows, but because I'm doing a period, I want to show you thick eyebrows. So I'm going to go and use my Viseart palette, the neutral matte palette, and I'm going to use this brown right here. Now that I got the thickness in there, I'm going to go in with the dark brown and just do little lines as if they're hair. Okay. So, I'm now going to go in with the light beige as a base for all the rest of the eyeshadow to go on. All right, and now here's a fun little 80s. They used a lot of orange in the 80s. So I'm gonna go in with this orange first on my lid. Then I'm going to use the Editorial Brights and the orange in there. Then I'm going to take the white and just go over that top orange and on the eyelid. Okay, that's the start. Now we're going to go into the crease. We're going to go right into our black. Now with some of that excess black, I'm gonna just brush it up to my eyebrow. God, I love this look. Then I'm gonna use my MAC Smolder Eye Kohl to do my eyeliner. Of course, you would want to use plenty of mascara. I'm going to go back in and just darken a little bit more. All right, now it's time for blush. And blush in the 80s was really fun and very hard. So I'm going to be using this Makeup Forever blush. This is 218, and I'm actually going to use my angled brush this time. And really pack it on. And then I'm going to use my neutral palette and the fan brush with this purpley brown to add a little contour. Then I'm going to go in with my beige for a little bit of highlight. Okay, lashes. So today I'm going to use these lashes by Kiss, and they are number 5. So they're kind of thick and big, not too big. So as always, I'm going to put my Duo adhesive onto my palette and use a pointy Q-tip to apply it to the lashes. All right, so that's drying. We can move on. I'm going to do a little contour onto my nose. Now, normally, if you were doing this for an everyday makeup, you probably wouldn't do that. But because this is stage, I want to give my face a little bit more dimension. I'm going to go in with my neutral matte. That's looking good. And I think I'm going to go in and just darken my eyebrows just a little bit. Okay, that might have been a lot, but I wanted to get that sort of Brooke Shields kind of look. So let's move on to the lips. So I am going to use a Pat McGrath liner called Night Fever. And now I'm going to use one of my Pat McGrath lipsticks, which is called Psycho Candy, which is this pink right here. Now you're probably saying, I never would have put orange together with pink. You probably wouldn't. But in the 80s, they liked putting a lot of colors together that didn't go together necessarily. I feel like I need some more blush. And now my lashes should be dry enough. And there you have it, the makeup design for Linda for Act 2 of The Wedding Singer. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you tomorrow for the last day of 7 Days, 7 Characters, and I have a very special makeup design that I'm going to do for you. So I will see you then.